Hi, welcome back to Grief Inspired. My name is Catherine McNulty, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about how soon is too soon. And what I mean by that is how soon is too soon for you to go to an event, for you to participate in a party, for you to go and sit with all of your family members at a family event. I have a lot of people that ask me that question, and so I wanted to take some time today to talk to you about it. And it's interesting because when I was thinking about this particular topic, I remember that I had a miscarriage early on before I lost Jackson. It was actually the year and a half before that. And during that time, it was right around Christmas, and we were literally headed out to go to my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And I didn't even think at the time that I wasn't going to go because we had made plans. I had spent money on airline tickets, and this is a once in a lifetime event. They weren't going to have another 50th wedding anniversary, and my entire family was getting together, which is a feat because I'm the youngest of 7. So getting us all together in the same city, we're spread out all over the country, can be challenging for us. So I lost the pregnancy later in December, and then ended up having to go in and have a D&C. And we got on the plane the next day after that surgery and flew to Virginia. And at the time I was living in California. And the whole event was, I'm glad that I went. But what I want to talk about is the fact that I didn't even think for a minute that I could have chosen not to go. And I think that that's the point that I want to talk about today is, is there a time when too soon is too soon after a loss that's really close to you? Maybe it's your husband, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's a sibling. How soon is too soon? I have somebody asked me just the other day, she had lost her child and there's a big wedding coming up, within a week. And she's like, I really don't want to go to the wedding. I really don't want to go anywhere. She's still in the early stages of grief, and it's challenging, and she's really just focusing on getting through the day. But she feels this sense of obligation, and I think that's what it is we feel obligated because we've either committed to something or there's an expectation that we're going to be there, and that somehow if we don't show up or if we don't go, we feel like we're letting other people down. And I get that, and I think it's valid. But what I want to address here today is the fact that if you've lost someone close to you, it's a traumatic event. It takes time to process. It's not something you're going to get over anytime soon. And it's particularly early on in the process, there's a need to spend a little bit of time alone, to take time to process, to kind of in some ways check out, right? And not necessarily check out of life, but check out or hide. I know I spent some time hiding early on because you need the time to think and you need the time to process. And I think that, that's okay. And it's a good way to begin the grief process. And what I want to discuss with you is that you don't have to feel guilty. I think the thing that's important about grief and grieving is to make sure that you're supporting yourself and that you're taking care of yourself, because honestly, no one else is really going to do it. Yes, people will be there to try to support you, but if they haven't been through your type of loss, they might not know. They might not know what's best, right? They may tell you, yes, you need to go. It'll be good for you to get out. And they can be very well intentioned, and it actually might be good for you to get out. But the other side of the coin is that maybe you need more time. And I don't want you to feel guilty for taking time for yourself, because this is the time to do it. The thing about grief for me was really learning how to take care of myself, because I was really good at taking care of everyone else and worrying about everyone else's feelings. But I think that you don't have the mental energy or the strength to really be doing that right now. You have to take care of yourself. And so that's where it starts. So if the event, whatever it may be, that you've been invited to, that people are expecting you to go, you don't have to go. And I'm giving you permission to say, this isn't good for me, and I'm choosing not to go. Now, what you can do is say, for example, with my friend that, it's a wedding, and a wedding is a once in a lifetime event. I get that. Everybody records weddings now. There's always lots of photos. What my recommendation would be is to take some time later, in a month, whenever they come back, if they go on a honeymoon, take some time and just do something special one-on-one with the person who's having the event, or with the couple, if it's a couple getting married. And I think that can, in and of itself, be equally as special. And honestly, if there are people who love you, if there are people who are supporting you, they're going to understand. And if for some reason they don't understand and they get angry with you, or they tell you you need to just, move on and you need to get over it and you're really letting people down, then I want you to seriously consider whether or not you need to have these people in your immediate circle, at least right now. Sometimes it's family, and I know that's difficult. But again, now you need to support yourselves with people around you who can be supportive, who can try to understand what you're going through, who can be there to listen, and really who are going to let you find your own path to grief and not make you feel guilty. Guilt is the last feeling that you need, in addition to everything else that you're feeling. So take that under advisement. And again, I did go to the event, and I'm really glad that I went. I know I was miserable most of the time. I was on medication because, for the pain. And so I wasn't fully present there. And I probably should have taken some time for myself. And if you do force yourself to go to an event, or you really want to go to the event, then what I'd say is limit your amount of time there so that you're making a presence, but you're not spending an inordinate amount of time. And then after the event, take some quiet time to be alone and to reflect and just support yourself, because in the end of the day, the death of your loved one is what happened, but you are going to continue to live, and your grief is your own, and you need to figure this out for yourself. So I'm hoping to continue to be your support in that. I'm hoping that you will take my advice and take my permission to take care of yourself, because that first and foremost is what's most important. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone. You're going to be okay, and I am going to be here to support you every step of the way. My name's Catherine McNulty, and I want you to be grief inspired too.